Now from the banks of the Ohio River, we welcome you to Paycor Stadium in downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, Greg Wild, first month of the calendar in the NFL. Had some great games, some finishes that were pretty special, the usual surprises. Now, we hit October, and like you say, this is where the season really gets going.
Yeah, doesn't it just feel like on the NFL calendar, every month kind of has its own vibe, right? It's September, you're just starting to figure out how good you are. You don't even know how good your own team is, let alone the rest of the league. But once the calendar page turns...
The perennial Pro Bowler, Justin Tucker, has it on the tee. And off we go here in Cincinnati. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Bengals offense comes out led by their quarterback, Joe Burrow. And they keep him healthy because when he's good, he's so good. Won the Heisman during his days at LSU. Took this team to the Super Bowl. Now, Greg, year 5 for Burrow with the Bengals.
Mike, when we have a chance to talk to this quarterback's teammates, the word they always use is perfectionist, and it's pretty easy to see why. We had a chance to sit down with him the other day. One thing was very clear. He was not happy about having that blemish on the stat line, the interception. Now, it didn't change the outcome of the game, but it certainly prevented him from being able to really appreciate what he accomplished in last week's win. If that meeting is any indication of what we should expect, I think it's pretty safe to assume he's placing a big...
And he finally is going to have to eat this one. He will go down.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
This opening drive not going as scripted. It is 3rd and long. Oh, got him again the second time with a sack on this opening drive.
The sack artist, formerly known as Justin Madubuike, now going by Nnamdi Madubuike. I mean, the career breakout a year ago, second-team All-Pro, more sacks in production than his previous 3 seasons combined.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Ravens led out by the reigning MVP of the National Football League, Lamar Jackson, already season 7. Greg, he's won a couple of MVPs, and he's as talented as we see in the league.
We had a chance to sit down with him this week, Mike. It almost came across to both of us that he wasn't entirely over last week's close loss. And he made the point. He said, listen, playing quarterback in the NFL, you're going to be judged by how well do you play and what is your record in one-score games. Last week, they found themselves on the wrong end of it. If they get themselves into a back-and-forth matchup today, they've got to make enough plays down the stretch to come away with the win.
Off the play fake, Jackson. He'll get it into the hands of Zay Flowers. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield, perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
It's the tight end Likely in motion. Play action now. Jackson. He's got it inside the 5. And he'll take it on in. Mark Andrews. Touchdown, Baltimore. That his first touchdown this year.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
Tucker, good on the extra point. And the Ravens will take a 7-0 lead. Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bengals offense going to take over now for the second time. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. He'll find Andre Yosivas. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. They go play action for Burrow. He'll air one out for Higgins. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. I fumbled the football. One of the Ravens has it. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big play, forcing the fumble as they get their offense right back on the field. Coming up, Greg, with a big turnover.
Taking the ball away, Mike, has really become an art form in the NFL. Some teams are good at it, some teams not so much. But in this case, great job by the defense taking that one away.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. On the handoff, it's Henry. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Bateman is the motion man. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And he will get into the end zone. Rashad Bateman. Touchdown, Ravens.
We all make such a big deal, Mike, when we see a quarterback go through his progression and deliver a deep downfield strike for a touchdown. But sometimes, just take what's easy, the easy pitch and catch, get an underneath completion. That's exactly what the quarterback does here. Takes what the defense gives them, and when you have a playmaker like that on the outside, they can do the rest with their feet after the catch, and the end result is still a touchdown.
Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. This is going to be taken in at the 3. He'll get this pass shy of the 25-yard line. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense. They're going to get set to take over once more. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. 2nd down and 8. Now Brown. Room to run at the 40. And he's going to be taken down.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. He'll try and get there on the ground. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the 1st down.
And that just can't happen. 3rd and long, just understand, contain the ball, rally tackle, just get the ball carrier on the ground. Not only not able to get to him inside the pocket, he's able to extend the play with his legs and pick up a huge, long 1st down. When you come across on a jet sweep, Mike, you're hoping once you get the ball, all you see is green grass and open space. Well, in this case, he had a lot of unhappy defenders waiting for him, and they're able to put him down behind the line.
And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
Here's Jake Bailey now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The Ravens offense getting set to get back to work. They've raced out to a 14-0 lead. They've done nothing wrong so far. 1st and 10. In motion comes Andrews. On 1st and 10, Jackson. That's to the right side. He's got Andrews. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. Right back to Andrews. He's got another one. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down. Bateman is the motion man. And a nice defensive play. They're good awareness coming through to make the play in the backfield for a loss of yardage. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Now Jackson. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He'll try to run for it.
So the two components to a scramble drill, Mike, is the quarterback has to buy time with his legs, and then all of the receivers need to second reaction and come open downfield late. And he bought time, but nobody was able to separate, and there's nowhere to go with the ball.
On 4th down, the Ravens call on Jordan Stout to punt. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Bengals offense ready to get back at it. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Now, Burrow. He'll dump this down to the fullback coming out of the backfield. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll air one out for Higgins. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up 3rd down. Burrow. He's got a receiver. It's Chase. Call it a gain of 13. It's a Cincinnati 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
Not much. 2nd and long coming up. Here's Brown. And some good blocking at the point of attack. A pickup of 7, And it brings up third down. They'll run here with Brown. It's a pickup of 13 yards. And the Bengals going to have a first down.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
He'll let this go towards the end zone. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. On the ground, it's Brown. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
And he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides.
That's a great job defensively. Even though they let him escape the rush initially, there was nowhere to go with either their ball or as a runner, and they're able to force fourth down.
Fourth down, and the Bengals will bring in Evan McPherson for the field goal try. This one from 43 yards away. McPherson's kick is good. And the Bengals get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Ravens offense headed back to take over once more. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down. On the ground, this is Justice Hill. And no place to go, no place to hide. He's taken down behind the line.
Well, there hasn't been a whole lot for this crowd to be excited about on either side of the ball, but at least now the defense is trying to be that spark. Nice tackle for loss there. Can they do something to build upon to try to get this team going?
And he'll be taken down, and that's going to do it. That's the last play of the first quarter. So they'll talk over what to do on this third down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. It's the Ravens out front. Greg and I, what can they do here on 3rd down and 7? To throw is Jackson. In trouble, and down he goes.
And I like the idea of moving the pocket. It makes it harder for the defense to rush the passer, but you have to account for the end man on the line of scrimmage, and that guy's job is to set an edge. Nobody gets outside of me. In this case, the quarterback. You've got to be better protecting your edges anytime you put your quarterback on the move.
This brought in out past the 20. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. He'll go right and find his running back. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. A carry here for Brown. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard. Here's 3rd and 7. Throwing is Burrow. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front, because right now their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
Here's the punter now. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. Wallace now on the return. And it's a good solid return as he takes it back up near midfield. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They'll begin just shy of midfield with a 1st and 10. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll motion over Flowers. On play action, here's Jackson. Off he goes.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
3rd and short, Jackson. He finds his receiver. That's Bateman. He will have a Ravens 1st down. They are able to move the sticks. It's a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches. Pistol formation with Jackson. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Hopkins sent in motion. Jackson now on 2nd down. That's caught. Derrick Henry. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. In motion comes Andrews. Jackson up top again. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. In motion comes Andrews. Again, it's Jackson. Now he takes off.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
He'll try and set up the screen to Hill. And great determination as he gets forward and picks up the 1st down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
On the option, they give it to Henry. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. I think he's going to lose a yard.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor. Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the 1st down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback. Just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
On 3rd and 1, here's Jackson. There he goes again. And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert on 3rd and 1. It's a zone read, and Jackson's going to keep it. And he will do it himself. He's in. Lamar Jackson. Touchdown, Baltimore. The ability for the quarterback to run with it. Greg, great choice there as he gets in the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, what makes the zone read so effective down near the goal line is it forces the defense to account for an extra player. In this case, it's the quarterback. And when he sees that end crash, he pulls it, and he's able to take it in himself.
Tucker's extra point, up and good. And the Ravens move out to a 21-3 advantage. Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. This is fielded inside the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Bengals offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. Before this next drive gets started, I want to tell you what's coming up in primetime here in Week 5. First week of October. Starts tonight with Sunday Night Football. Memories of the 70s sure to come to mind as the Cowboys and Steelers meet. It's in Pittsburgh at 8:20 Eastern. Followed tomorrow by Monday Night Football. It's the Saints against the champion Chiefs at Arrowhead. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's third down. Working out of the gun, Burrow. He'll let this one go deep down the right sideline. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins. And it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline. So as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
John Harbaugh not a fan of that call, and out comes the challenge flag. At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here. So a smart decision on the defensive side to use the challenge here. This winds up as an This one, returnable. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Ravens offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They've opened up a big lead already, trying to put this one to bed maybe before halftime. Another drive starts here with 1st and 10. Bateman is the motion man. He'll go again here with Henry. He's going nowhere. Gonna lose yardage on that play.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
He runs with it. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a 1st down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass, nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the 1st down.
He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Hopkins sent in motion. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Trey Hendrickson, Mike, comes away with the sack. And just think, last year, coming off a career best, 17 and a half sacks. He gets another one here as he tries to build off last year's monster season.
Now he'll run.
The defenders knew a pass was coming. They had their ears pinned back here on 3rd down, but they initially allowed him to escape the pocket and make a break for it, but give him credit. They recognized the scramble quickly, rallied to the ball, stopped him short of the 1st down.
That is fielded at the 13. And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. The Bengals offense about ready to take over once more. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. Pass right side, and Higgins has the catch. Here's 2nd and 3 to go.
Here we go. 11, Thomas.
Now Burrow on the bootleg. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Tight end motioning left. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. He is going to have a Bengals first down. It was 3rd and 3, and they picked up 6. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. We'll come back to Cincinnati in a moment. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Gesicki, the man in motion. On 1st and 10, Burrow. To the left side, caught by Chase. And he's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. This one, downfield, taken in by Higgins. They're locked in on this drive. 2nd connection for that pair. This one gaining 22.
Nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
And I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay officials indicating, let's get a closer look at this. They trigger this automatically in the last 2 minutes of the half. So that is what you want. I know sometimes it takes time, but they do get it right, and this call will stand. Now a 2nd down throw for Burrow. To the middle of the field. That's taken in by Chase.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line. What an important sequence this is, trying to get one of those scores back before halftime in a great spot. First down and goal. To the back of the end zone. He's got it. Mike Gesicki. Touchdown, Bengals. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg. Could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead, and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Now an opening past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll be yard line. The Ravens offense going to see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. That's to the right side. He's got Andrews. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Second down. Jackson. Open man is Tylan Wallace. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. To the air one more time with Jackson. Open man, that's Bateman downfield. And he's into the end zone. Rashad Bateman. Touchdown, Ravens. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon.
You hear coaches, you hear commentators, everybody talks about that middle four, Mike, the final 2 minutes of the second quarter and the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Here they are now. They go down and they steal a late touchdown to end the half. Remember, they're going to get the ball first coming out of the break.
Tucker, good on the extra point. And the Ravens add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Gesicki, the man in motion. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll gain about 6 there as it's up past the 35-yard line. Gesicki, the man in motion. Second down, Burrow. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half. Here's a third down and 4. Burrow to throw. Now he'll air one out. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of
Play on, so we'll do the same as we get set for quarter number 3. Justice Hill to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Back out is the reigning MVP of the league, Lamar Jackson, and the rest of this Baltimore offense. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. Jackson now to throw on first down. They'll look to set up the screen here. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Mike, think back to our conversation during the break. We've kind of both asked ourselves, are they content with this double-digit lead? Do they come out and play conservative here in the second half? Well, it took exactly 1 play to get our answer.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Henry. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll motion over Flowers. Now it's Jackson. This throw right is taken in by Flowers. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Now Lamar going to hang on to it. And he'll finally be taken down at the Ravens' 10-yard line. A big play there for Baltimore. 33 yards.
And this is why you tailor your offense around a guy like this. I mean, every once in a while, mix in some design runs. He's got such game-changing ability with the ball in his hands. And here, he rips off a big one.
Short gain there, down to the 10.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
And he gets this one down inside the 10, but it will set up 3rd and goal. It's the tight end Likely in motion. On 3rd down, Jackson. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 17-yard line.
All right, so it's only one drive here in the second half, and they trail pretty big here to start the 3rd. But it seems this defense came out with a little different energy than we saw in the first half. Whatever was said in the locker room seemed to have worked. Now it's the offense's chance to see if they can cut into this deficit.
On 4th down, on comes the 7-time Pro Bowler, Justin Tucker, for the Ravens field goal. That one is good. And the Ravens will extend their 3rd quarter lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
This will be returned from the 6. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The home team's offense ready to take over possession of the football. And, look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Now Brown. And it's a short pickup to about the 42. Roquan Smith there to bring him down. 3rd and a yard. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. That is caught. Finding Higgins. A huge play there for the Bengals. And even 30 yards.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Right back to Chase. He's got it again. And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now, Burrow. That's hauled in at the 2. To the goal line and in. Jamar Chase. Touchdown, Cincinnati. On is McPherson for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Bengals are able to cut into the deficit. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. The visitors' offense ready to take over once more. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air, and with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
He'll find Hill out of the backfield.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
On second down, here's a run with Henry. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
First down run here by Henry, and he signed with the Ravens this offseason. I mean, you think back to that run he had with the Titans, Mike, over the last 6 seasons, over 8,200 yards, 80 touchdowns. I mean, one of the most productive backs we've seen in a long time. Now it's kind of scary to think he gets to join Lamar Jackson in this Baltimore backfield. They hope the two of them can be that combo to finally get this Baltimore team over the hump.
And he'll get this one across midfield. Brought down after a pickup of a half dozen. Third down, 3 to go. Bateman is the motion man. Looking for room out on the edge. You're not going to find it. As a matter of fact, I think they tracked him down behind the line of scrimmage. Good job by the defense, and it's 4th down. Ravens sending the punt team out there, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Oh, not the greatest punt there. This is going to hit and go out of bounds. Out comes Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense to take over once more. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They'll operate from their own 3-yard line as they try to put something together here on this drive. It's 1st and 10. And you'll be brought down at about the 13-yard line.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run. For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. To throw is Burrow. He'll air one out for Higgins. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential. Your ability to protect the ball and on defense, take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens headed back out again. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
They probably would have been better off just handing the ball off to the running back, Mike, because when they used him as a decoy, nobody fell for it. By the time he finished his fake and got his head around, the defense was all over him.
Jackson now on 2nd down. Taking off. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And this has been a familiar sight all day today for this defense. They have no answer for this quarterback as a runner. That last scramble puts him over 100 yards for the day.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. In motion comes Andrews. A 1st down throw for Jackson. He'll take off again.
The best quarterbacks don't see the rush, they feel the rush, and that's exactly what this guy was able to do here. He's able to escape the initial pressure and immediately realizes I got some space out in front of me. Picks up a solid gain here on first down.
Here's Jackson. He'll run again. And they'll finally run him down, but he takes it inside the 10-yard line.
At this point, it just gets frustrating for the defense, right? I mean, you've been watching this guy make big play after big play all game long, not only on the quarterback-designed runs, but it's the scrambles that can really break the back of the defense, and we saw it again here.
First and goal, and it's Henry. And this one blown up. Good surge will drop him. A loss on the play, back to the 9-yard line.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
Third and goal. Back to throw, Jackson. He'll try and set up the screen to Hill. And he will win the race to the pylon. He's in. Justice Hill. Touchdown, Baltimore. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
Tucker's extra point, up and good. And the Ravens will extend this third quarter lead. Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. The return starts from the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The home team's offense and running back Chase Brown headed back onto the field. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. On first and 10, Burrow. Catch left side is made by Higgins. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll come up now for second down and 4. Working out of the gun, Burrow. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be for the sack, and it'll set up a third down. Burrow. They'll set up the screen to Brown. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. 22 yards, the pickup there. And the Bengals going to have a first down. So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Here's first and 10.
Gun. Stop.
Gesicki, the man in motion. Burrow now to throw on first down. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
To the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
That one is caught in the back of the end zone. Mike Gesicki, touchdown Bengals. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a two-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes Hill on the return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The visitors' offense. And Lamar Jackson getting set to take over once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. He finds Likely, his tight end. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Second down, Jackson. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
A quick throw right side. Well, this one is in reverse again. They're going to lose more yardage here, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Man, what a big-time play here by the corner. It feels like he knew that play was coming before the ball was even snapped. You can see he sticks his foot in the ground and bursts. He ends that play before it even has a chance to get started.
This fielded inside the 35. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense. They're going to get set to take over once more. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
They're lucky to have avoided this mistake here, Mike. In the 4th quarter, with possessions running out, that would have been a critical back-breaking play in this game, and they're going to have second life now after that defender drops the ball, and let's see if they can take advantage of it.
And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
Catch number 7 so far in this one. And a 1st down.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark. Just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
On the ground, it's Brown. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Now a 2nd down throw for Burrow. He'll find Brown out of the backfield. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
Let's get set. 11 empty. 11 empty.
They'll run here with Brown. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
So often when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range. But for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack and keep this ball carrier to no gain, that's pretty impressive.
2nd down, Burrow. That is brought in at the 10. And he'll be taken down.
And this is what the offense needed. Now, after that last completion, you still trail here in the 4th quarter. You need scores, and you need scores fast, so they cannot take their time. I wouldn't be surprised to get them right back up on the line of scrimmage and try to score here now that it's 1st and goal.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. That'll be incomplete with a penalty flag down. It looked like someone was across early.
Still 1st down.
Now another try at 1st and goal, albeit from a little further back. They send him right out of the slot. They'll get creative here on the jet sweep. And this is not going to work out as planned. Tough spot to try to run a play like that. It is blown up behind the line. 2nd and goal. Now it's from the 6-yard line. Here's Burrow. He'll get that to all his tight end. And some space opening up as he works it down to the 2. 2 plays at their disposal, but they'd love to get it right here on 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's going nowhere. Met and dropped behind the line. And now it's 4th and goal.
That 3rd down stop, Mike, now changes the entire approach of this offense. You're thinking to yourself, all right, it's 3rd down. Let's run it on up in there. If we don't score, we still have 4th down in our back pocket. But now the defense takes you back for a loss. So what do you do now?
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Bengals will cut into that lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. From the gun, Jackson. Now he'll run it. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
And this is when it just gets very frustrating as a defense, because this is what it's been like all day. The pass rush is good, but just not quite good enough. They let him slip through, and he burns them with big yardage.
And they'll take this down inside the 35.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
And he's in. Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Ravens. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Extra point try now for Tucker. He knocks it through. And the Ravens will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after. Here comes a return from the 5. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bengals offense and T. Higgins set to take over once more. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Now, Burrow. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Throwing is Burrow. To the left side, caught by Chase. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. First and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
To play in the NFL, you got to have a short-term memory, because regardless of whether the previous play was good or bad, they're going to line up and snap it again. And in this case, really nice job bouncing back. They put the bad play behind them, forced the sack in the ensuing play, and they're right back on track.
The throw on the run is complete. We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. He'll take a shot here for the end zone. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. To throw is Burrow. That is hard. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line. Burrow now. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
You can just see the reaction on the sideline. This defense thought they had themselves a critical stop. The mantra down here for all defensive coordinators, Mike, is takeaways, field goals. That's what you're trying to do, and man, they were this close to coming away with a huge takeaway.
And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. And that's going to be incomplete. They roll the dice, 4th and goal, but they're going to wind up being turned away by the defense. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. Going to go right back to Henry.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He'll try to run for it. A great job of knowing when to go. He gets 17 yards on that run and a 1st down.
Plays that are just crushing for a defense. Here you are, you think you're about to make a big stop, force 4th down, and get the football back. But instead, you let the quarterback get loose. He picks up the 1st down with his legs, and now you got to defend a fresh set of downs.
So it is a win here for the visitors, the Ravens. They get the home victory here in the division in the first of their 2 scheduled matchups. Have a chance to go for the season sweep on the road later in the season. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.